This is Remix Report with your hosts, DJ JD and DJ J Spring. For the date of
June 23rd, 2010.
Hey everybody, welcome to Remix Report episode 65. I'm DJ JD.
I'm DJ J Spring.
And today we're going to talk about one of our favorite hip-hop tracks, a track that works every time in the club. Hands down, everybody's hands go up like this. That is, of course, Public Service Announcement by Jay-Z. And it's really not the easiest song to mix in.
You hear a lot of people talk about how anyone can be a DJ and how everyone is a DJ nowadays, but one thing you have to understand is to be a good DJ and be on the next level, you have to have an ear for music, and that's not always something that can be taught. And this song is proof of that, where Jay-Z says, "Allow me to reintroduce myself." That could very well be tricky for someone to start that at the right time.
Yeah, it's really anticipated. It doesn't start on the downbeat, it doesn't start on the one. The one beat is actually on when he says "low," so allow, with "low" being the downbeat. So if you start it as if the beginning is on the one, it's going to sound horrible. So what I'm actually going to do, we're going to show you a little example of the right way and the wrong way to bring the song in, to kind of give you and your ear a little idea.
This kind of reminds me of how we did it with Show Me Love in the Club when we talked about that party break, because I can see a lot of people just scratching this in right from the allow, scratching that in on the one, instead of anticipating it like you said. So we'll, like JD said, we're going to show you the right and wrong way right here.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho, H to the O-V. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho, H to the O-V. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ.
Alright, so hopefully that gives your ears a little bit of an idea of the right way to do it. It is something you really kind of have to feel, and like, I know when I first was playing this track, it took a little practice actually to really figure out the right way to get the count right, and it wasn't something that was just like, oh, of course, that's how it is. It did take some practice. So,
and you know, an easy trick is, for those of you who have any kind of software like Ableton, just load it into Ableton, get everything beat mapped correctly, and then just drag back the part where he says, "Allow me to reintroduce myself." In other words, if you just start it from "My name is the Hove," where Hove hits on the one, and get that lined up with the beat, then just go back and drag the rest and see where the rest starts.
Yeah, then you can actually hear it, and once you hear it, it'll help you do it live a lot better. So hopefully that helps you with that aspect of it a little bit. We're also going to give you examples of how we bring it in ourselves, what songs we play it after, and what songs go after it, because another thing about this song is you really have to play it because it gets everybody so amped, and it's such a dope track, but it's short, and there's no chorus, there's no repeated part, and at the end of the verse, it just dies down, and if you don't mix out right there, you're going to lose everybody.
I think any good DJ would agree that you have to only play one verse. You never wait for it to go to the second verse.
Unacceptable. So, and you really want to follow it up with a really hype track. I know myself, a lot of times I'll follow it up with something like Rough Riders Anthem, We Fly High, something like that. Something that is still kind of gangster, kind of hood, just really hard-hitting hip-hop track.
And if you study the song ahead of time, which you guys should be always studying your music ahead of time, you'll know where to mix the next intro, which part of PSA to start mixing into your next song from. But I can say I actually wouldn't be too mad at a DJ if he just dropped a hot song in right after. I probably wouldn't be too mad at a DJ if he just dropped in a hot song right after Jay-Z says, "Shoot at you actors like movie directors." It kind of goes into silence after that. Sometimes I'll drop in Franklin's right after that part. I wouldn't be too mad at a DJ if he just dropped in something at that point, because it's not causing any kind of train wreck or anything. And
definitely not. Yeah. No,
but like I said, if you study this, you should be able to mix out of it too. So you want to give your examples first?
Yeah, the first example I'm going to give, a lot of times I'll use an Alex Rage transition. The Jigga My Nigga transition goes from 130 to 89 beats per minute, and then I'll drop in Public Service Announcement, and then I'll go into something like Rough Riders Anthem, which I'll probably use in our example. So yeah, here's my example of that.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho, H to the OV. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ. I guess even back then it's your breakfast. So that's what I'ma do. Take you back to the dude with the Lexus. Fast forward the Jews and the necklace. Let me tell you dudes what I do to protect this. Shoot at you actors like movie directors.
Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no.
Alright, so that was JD's example. You can see where he mixed out of PSA, and you guys should memorize his lyrics, and that's really the only way to do it, because there's no chorus. You got to memorize his lyrics and know which lyrics to start mixing out of.
Yeah.
My examples, I like to just drop PSA in. I hear it in my head exactly where to do so, and a couple songs I usually use Kanye's Good Life. I'll usually quick mix and I'll just play a chorus now that that song's not as in its prime anymore. Or I'll do the same thing with Soul Survivor by Young Jeezy. That's a good song to bring back, and I do the same thing. I just play the first chorus, and you'll see exactly where I drop PSA, and it's just something that I'm used to hearing in my head, and I just kind of know where to do it. But I will say this, if you're not paying attention, this is something you have to really concentrate to do. You can't just be like talking to someone else behind you and quick mix the chorus, say something, and then expect to be able to drop the Jay-Z, and you have to be concentrating. At least I have to be concentrating to know where to do it.
I would agree.
And mixing out, I like to play Empire State, actually, a lot. I'll do a back-to-back Jay-Z, and I just know the Empire State actually has a built-in 4-bar intro, and I just know where to mix that in. So we'll take a listen to that.
I'ma get on the TV, mama. I'ma push it down. Hey, hey, hey.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho, H to the OV. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ. Strick told me, dude, finish your breakfast. So that's what I'ma do. Take you back to the dude with the Lexus. Fast forward the Jews and the necklace. Let me tell you dudes what I do to protect this. Shoot at you actors like movie directors.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Now I'm down in Tribeca. Right now.
Alright, so that was my examples. You guys heard from both me and JD, so exactly what we do. It is very tricky, so that's why we wanted to talk about it. But as long as you put in the preparation time and you study ahead of time, which you guys all should be doing, it's not quite as tricky as long as you come prepared.
Yeah, it can definitely be done. It just takes a little bit of practice if you're not used to playing this track or playing the track in this way. So definitely go back to the beginning of this episode and listen to that whole count-in thing that we did and see if that helps you. And let us know if it does.
I always
try and do it again.
Tell young DJs when it comes to stuff like this, if you have to, sing it in your head just when you're messing around, practicing at home. That even goes to learn how to mix acapellas over instrumentals. Just sing it in your head, because usually when you do that, you can hear it correctly. At least in your head, you hear how you know it should sound. It's just a matter of being able to do it. And if you sing it in your head and you hear how it should sound, then it just becomes a matter of actually practicing and getting it to sound like you know it should.
Very good advice, Spring.
Thank you.
I completely agree with that.
So as usual, leave us comments, leave us comments, and let us know how you play this. Or you can email us, of course, remixreport@gmail.com.
Remix PSReport.com.